Cal, welcome back from holiday. It seems like you've had a decent summer.
Yeah, it was good. Got to enjoy it while you're off, but yeah, it's good to be back and looking forward to getting started.
Obviously, within that holiday, you signed your new contract with the club. What was your thoughts on staying with us?
Yeah, it was something that was done quite quick, to be honest. Obviously, when the deal got put in front of us, it was the case of just altering a few little bits. But when it was done, it was done. It was good to get it over the line.
You said very quickly at the end of last season you wanted to stay with us. Was that the forefront of your mind before thinking about any other offers?
Yeah, well, I told the gaffer and I told the club and my agent that I'd like to stay and get something sorted. You know, at first we probably didn't think it was going to be possible, but yeah, obviously get the deal sorted. It was quite quick, like I said, and I was happy to get it done.
I noted from your radio interview while you're on holiday, you said the grass isn't always greener. How much do you have to take into account of that, considering what you've had in your career over the last few years?
Yeah, it's hard to be at clubs and build a connection with people at the club and fans. So I had that in Notts County, and when I left there, it didn't really go to plan. And I've got that again now. So yeah, like I said, it's not always green on the other side, and it's obviously it's massive to play at a football club like this, in anyways. But to have a connection with the fans and obviously the people around the place is a massive bonus.
Reflect on last season then and how it ultimately ended. It was job done, but from a personal pride and things like that, how much did you enjoy last season?
Yeah, well, it was the best statistics that I've had in my career, I think. So it was good. It was nice to play 49 games. Obviously, score the goals, get the assists, and obviously get the promotion at the end. So yeah, it was a great season.
I suppose you will always look back on that as probably one of your best. Hopefully, you have more success in your career. How frustrating was it to miss that final?
Yeah, obviously devastating. But you know, if I played the game, might have been different. Might have got beat. So you can look at it in both ways. Obviously, I wanted to play, but we got the job done. So kind of doesn't matter now.
Spoke to Danny about sitting on the sidelines for the 12 weeks he did. How hard was it to watch for you?
Yeah, like I said last week in the BBC interview, it was probably the worst 120 minutes of my life. Never get nervous playing football, but watching that game, I was so nervous and stressed really. But obviously the lads got it done eventually, so it was all right.
Talks about your goals and assists. Is there anyone that stands out particularly for you?
I don't know. I was trying to think about this last week about which goal was probably my favourite goal. And I don't know. Probably the one that I got the most enjoyment at was the Chester at home game the first time. That was quite a big game at the time, and obviously to open the scoring was quite a good feeling. But I don't think that was my best goal. I still don't know what my best goal was, to be honest. I'll have to have a think about it.
We'll ask you again midway through pre-season. In terms of your contribution as a whole, you must be, like you say, the statistics show it, but you must be really happy yourself with how it went.
Yeah, obviously because it's contributed to what we wanted to do, and that was obviously promotion. There was some goals in the goals that I scored that were important goals, you know, some 1-0 wins. Same with the assists really, but yeah, I was obviously delighted to contribute how I did.
And obviously from previous seasons, your injury record as well, to nearly play virtually every single game must have been a massive bonus.
Yeah, that was one of the big things that I took from last season, you know, that I can play nearly every game. I've played 49 games, obviously missed the last game to make it 50, but playing 49 games is still a lot for any player really.
Yeah, we spoke about it through the season, the way you manage your body, and to get through the whole season, you must look at it and go, just got to go do that again now.
Yeah, it's just going to be a replica of last season really, and I'll be working on a Wednesday back home, and then obviously training days will be the same as last season. Yeah.
Obviously, as we said, you missed the final. How's the injury progressing?
Yeah, fine. Started running and stuff now, and it's all been fine. So, touch wood and fingers crossed that I'll be back for obviously a full return a week on Monday or on Monday.
How positive is that? Because when you came off the pitch, it looked so much more serious, didn't it?
Yeah, well, to be fair, that was 8 weeks ago now. You know, it's flew by. It wasn't obviously an ideal time to do it, but it was probably the best time to do it, with obviously having the off season to get right for the new season. So yeah, I'm probably 2 weeks 2 weeks away now, so I'll be ready to go.
You obviously played at this level that we're going into already. How much different is it from the National North?
I'd say it's pretty much the same in terms of the top 10 and the bottom 10 of the league. It's probably going to be similar, but I'd say the top 10 is a lot stronger and a lot better than what we've played against. You know, it's going to be different. Obviously, it's a different league, but it's going to be a different ball game. You know, when you've got AFL clubs that have just come down, obviously teams that are going to be up there. You know, you could probably name 5-6 teams that'll be up there fighting for it. So it's going to be tough. But you know, any team that comes to our place, we'll fancy ourselves. You know, losing one league game here last season, it's got to be somewhere that we focus on again, and obviously make it tough for teams.
I spoke to some of the other lads that have stayed about this as well. It'll be a different kind of pressure next season, won't it? Because last season and the season before, it was expected that we won every game, and that was what everyone wanted to see. I suppose next season everyone will want to see that, but it might not be the case in terms of your guys' pressure.
It's going to be different. It's not going to be different standards, but it's going to be different things to achieve. You know, like you said there, the last 2 seasons we've said we want to get promoted and win the league. This season, are we going to win the league realistically? Probably not. Obviously going to give it our best shot, but like I said, there's going to be 4, 5, 6 teams who are going to be up there fighting for the league, who are going to be very strong. Obviously we're going to be strong as well, but are we going to be at the standard where we can win every week like we could have last week? Probably not. Last season, probably not. But we'll set our goals in pre-season and hopefully we can achieve them again.
Obviously, with there being a lot of EFL, ex-EFL teams in there, I suppose it'd be nice to have test yourself against them and B, for this club to be playing them again.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've said it before. This club shouldn't be at this level, but it's had probably 4, 5, 6 bad years previous to me joining. Obviously, to bring joy back to the fans again and getting a promotion is obviously massive for us. It's massive for them as well, and you know, there's no reason why in the next 2 years why we can't get back to that level. It's going to be tough. Next season's going to be tough, but there's no reason why we can't be in and around the playoffs again.
Going into the new season, do you set yourself the same targets you always do?
Yeah, one to score and one to assist. I'm not going to put a number on it because it's a different level again. But if I can beat the targets that I had at Notts, then it'll be a good season.
In terms of the group, then there's a few additions, a few departures, but a core group of similar players. How important is that going into the new level?
Yeah, obviously when I spoke to Gaffer, he wanted to keep a good core of the team, which he's done. And you know, it's always good getting some new additions because it gives you more hunger to keep your place in the team. You know, we'll make some good signings. Obviously some big names have left the club as well, which will be hard to replace, but obviously that's up to the Gaffer to replace them, and I'd imagine he will.
In terms of front line then, you, Danny, retained some additions in that position as well. It looks exciting going forward. You must be relishing that.
Yeah, obviously me and Danny done really well last year, so we'll be hoping to build on that again, and hopefully we can both stay fit for the majority of the season.
And Andy Butler pre-season's a tough one. I guess looking forward to is not the word to next week, I guess.
Nah, I'll be having sleepless nights this week, but nah, you need it, don't you? It's what pre-season's for, to get fit, but it'll be enjoyable either way, even though it's going to be hard, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I suppose you saw in that last game against Chester what that was for, you know, the extra time. They seemed to tire, and we had that little bit extra, didn't we? And I suppose that's what your pre-season is for. Yeah,
well, from day one the Gaffer said he wanted to be the fittest team in the league, and we probably were. You know, we always finished strong, and like you just said there, 120th, 118th minute, whatever it was, we were still running. You know, we had subs who will come on and make an impact as well. So yeah, I'd imagine this season's going to be the exact same with the same mindset. So hopefully that will put us in good stead.
Obviously, there's speculation of interest elsewhere, just up the road. How true was that?
First I'd heard about it was last week when obviously the BBC mentioned it, but yeah, it was something that's probably never going to happen.
In terms of what the fan message for the fans to stay, they'll be excited as ever, as you've seen on social media. What would your message to them be going into the new season?
Just get behind us like they do every week. It's probably not going to be as easy as last year, but I'm not saying it was easy, but you know what I mean. Different level of opponent this year, but they'll support us like they do every week, home and away, and to get 5,000-6,000 through the gate at every home game is going to be a massive help for us again.